lining up for gas, buying water, and generators, some heading for higher ground.
And for the first time, forecasters say there's a better than even chance that New Orleans will get slammed by Tropical Storm
Gustav is churning powerfully across the Caribbean, headed toward the warm waters of the Gulf Coast.
The National Guard is on standby, and some nursing homes and hospitals are already planning to start moving patients farther inland.
We're currently today, we're deploying 2 crews and 1 supervisor down to pre-stage for Tropical Storm, potentially Hurricane Gustav. We'll be sending these 2 crews out here in a few minutes. They'll travel to San Antonio and pre-stage from there. Then they'll be deployed from there.
It was incredible. Glass breaking everywhere. Trees snapping like kindling wood.
I think the goal, the hope this time is to make sure that what happened in Katrina doesn't happen this time. So they'll be doing a lot of pre-evacuation of people out of nursing homes and hospitals to places further inland, and then after that, repatriating those people back to their homes, nursing homes and hospitals once the threat has moved.
We assisted 3 years ago with the evacuations and responses down in Katrina. These are experienced paramedics who are all strike team qualified, and so we're very proud of these folks and look forward to their mission and their safe return.
Once we were out of Jacksonville and started getting into the southern parishes of Louisiana,
Pieces of the facade of the building are beginning to collapse.
it got really eerie because even in the military, I had never seen areas where there was no reflection of light off the clouds in the sky. It was totally black.
Does it help the fact that you guys have done this before, and you kind of, at least going in a little bit, kind of knowing what you're up to?
Yeah, this is a little different because we're going in first, but you have to kind of go with the flow. You can't set a hard plan because you never really know what's going to happen. Hopefully this will be one of those cases where we go there and evacuate people and the hurricane peters out and we, send them back where they were. But
the first team down was riding on the back of an Army 6x6, and one of the medics actually was trying to evacuate an elderly gentleman on his front porch, and he was defending his house with the gun. And the medic was able to talk the gun out of his hand, and they got him out of there. So yeah, it can get scary, it can get spooky.
Some of the challenges with being down in a hurricane area as an ambulance person?
I think one of the biggest ones is safety. Our number one part is always going to be our safety. You never know where you're going to be. I mean, sometimes you're sleeping on the side of a highway. You may not have food, water, electricity, stuff like that. So we've got good people. I've got 3 people that are going down with me that were with Katrina.
Hurricane Gustav is headed, I'd say at this point, likely landfall somewhere between Vermilion Bay and New Orleans.
Went from a tropical storm to a Category 4 all in about 24 hours.
We've got hundreds of buses. We've got privately contracted buses with the state. We've got hundreds of school buses we've brought in from all over the state. We've got buses, hundreds of buses that will take them to shelters, will take them out of New Orleans, take them out of harm's way.
With us going down early and the marshaling that FEMA has done this time, we'll be able to get down there and get most of the nursing homes, hospitals evacuated.
Just making sure they have cleaning supplies and stuff to last them at least for, 72 hours until they get restocked by the services down there. So we're supposed to be self-encapsulated, self-maintained for 72 hours, so that's what we're aiming for.
We're loading them up with things they normally wouldn't carry. We've got a small generator, things to take care of breakdowns on the way. We've got some spare tires, stuff like that. Trying to make sure they've got adequate supplies. They'll be taking things like sleeping bags, portable food, personal things we wouldn't just normally have on the ambulance today. Then once they're down there, they'll be resupplied and housed through FEMA when they get on site.
I always forget something. I didn't bring the charger for my iPod.
You've got to park your own personal emotions on this kind of thing, and you've got to go into a team management. You're not going to be able to accomplish anything by yourself.
So it's one of those things. You find that niche, that assignment, that niche that you fulfill, and there's a lot of satisfaction in being part of a big team like this.
We drove in as New Orleans was driving out. A city once again on the move.
Wait a minute, I thought you liked your picture during the
hardest part of going down there?
Being separated from my wife and my children again. I've done almost 30 years of military service, most of it in the reserves, going out for 2 weeks at a time, virtually every year for the past 30 years. I'm retiring from the military. I kind of thought I was getting away from this again.
No place to live. They were living in the same place I was, and this was their home. I knew in 14 days I was leaving. So when you're there with somebody in that situation, my burden's life.